opponent was making fun of me. He was at Kingsville. I was at Kingsville. My opponent was at Kingsville. Because I was running back and forth to greet them. Because there's two nurses. So that's what you do. So.
I even had a hoverboard out there one day.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I guess we'll get started now. We'll bring this work session to order. We'll thank everybody for coming out on this beautiful Wednesday. We will start with page 3, a contract with on-call fencing services with Mr. Keith Dorsey. Mr. Dorsey, how are you doing today?
Just fine, sir. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the County Council. The first fiscal matter 1 deals with 3 contracts for on-call fencing services with Hercules Fence of Maryland, P&H Fencing LLC, and Best Fence LLC. The contracts are for the 3 firms on call for 1 year and 4 additional 1-year renewals, as well as a 90-day option at the end of any of those periods. The total amount for the 3 is not to exceed $2.76 million.
Any questions or comments? Okay, Mr. Dorsey, we'll move along with Public Resource Advisory Group.
The
Page 6.
Administration is requesting approval of a contract for the Public Resources Advisory Group, PRAG. It's a company that we've had for many years now in terms of advising us on financial matters in terms of our debt, in terms of our bond sales, potential economic development options. The contract would be for a 2-year period with 3 1-year renewals and the option of, again, a 3-month extension to any of those terms. We estimate that the cost over the full 5-year period would be approximately $730,000.
Any questions, comments? Thank you very much, Mr. Dorsey.
Thank you.
Moving on to page 9, it's a contract with the Justice Management Institute. Pam? Pam, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Now, is this your first time testifying before the council?
It is.
It is?
It is.
Okay. State your name, your qualifications, your background, and we'll go along with that.
Put me on the spot a little bit.
Yes. We do that of everybody for the first time.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and
Good.
council members.
Welcome, Pam.
Thank you. Which fiscal matter did you want to start with? I'm sorry.
We want to start with page 9, contract number 3, the Justice Management Institute.
Okay. The administration is requesting approval of a contract with the Justice Management Institute to perform a business analysis of the body-worn camera video evidence management process with the goal of improving those efficiencies. This contract is a 902F and commenced on March 2nd, 2018, with a not to exceed of $25,000. If approved by council, the contract will continue through March 1st, 2019, with an additional 1-year renewal period. Total compensation cap is $100,000 for the entire contract, including renewals.
Okay. Question? Councilman Marks?
Obvious question. We're coordinating with the state's attorney's office on this very
Yes,
closely.
it's
Okay.
specifically with them.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Any more questions? We try and improve efficiencies in terms of what? With
The
cameras?
process with the body-worn camera, one of the processes through the state's attorney's office when they're reviewing evidence, this has now become public record, And in order to release some of those things, there is a major redaction process that has to come through for personal reasons, those types of things. It's generating a lot of work, and we're trying to look for efficiencies on the best way to do that so that we do not cause cases to be delayed while they're going through that process.
Okay, thank you. Let me see here. Page 13, item number 4, it's amendment to contract with Mechanical Engineering and Construction Corporation, preventive maintenance of the HVAC and OIT.
Yes. Okay, the administration is requesting an amendment to the contract with Mechanical Engineering and Construction Corporation. This contract provides inspections, maintenance, and repairs services for Liebert brand HVAC equipment and systems. This amendment will increase the compensation cap by $151,784. The contract term will not change, which has 2 years and 3 months remaining. The original contract was competitively bid, and all terms and conditions for the contract will remain the same.
Any questions or comments? Moving right along to page 17, amendment to the contract with Columbia Telecommunications Corporation, guidance and support
Okay.
of the fiber program.
This is a request and amendment to the contract with Columbia Telecommunications. This contractor provides guidance and support services to Baltimore County's broadband fiber program. The amendment adds 4 additional 1-year renewal periods to the contract. The original contract, which was a 902F, commenced on February 2nd, 2015. The compensation cap will not increase, and all other terms and conditions will remain the same.
Any questions? Hearing none, we'll go on to page 22. This is a contract with Technical Specialties, install and maintain and repair peripheral equipment.
This contract with Technical Specialties is to perform remedial maintenance and repair services on equipment to include, but not limited to, county printers, peripherals, once the manufacturer's warranty is expired. So this contract was the result of a competitive bid, which commenced on February 1st, 2018, with a not to exceed of $25,000. If approved by council, the contract will continue through January 31st, 2021, with 2 additional 1-year renewal periods. The total compensation cap is $180,000 for the entire contract, including renewal periods.
Any questions, comments? Well, Ms. Pam Platt, we thank you so very much for joining us today, and we give you A+ for your debut, and we think you did well, and
Thank you very much.
we'll see you again someday. Next, page 26. Ms. Joanne Williams.
Yeah.
Contract in-home respite care and chore services for the aging.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the County Council. The administration is requesting approval of in-home services contracts for fiscal year 2019 within our senior care program. These contracts provide personal care, in-home respite care, and chore services to low and moderate income homebound senior citizens 65 and older, which avoids nursing home placement. These citizens lack sufficient resources to acquire these services and are not eligible for medical assistance or other assistance programs. Case managers from the Department of Aging and Health and Human Services assess the senior client's needs, prepare case plans, provide a list of vendors from which to select and to provide services, and monitor the care received. We expect to serve 175 clients in fiscal year 2018 and 19. The estimated cost for all contracts are based on the estimated numbers of clients, anticipated services, and contracted pay rates. Due to the inability to predetermine which contracts will exceed $25,000, we are submitting all 19 providers of services for County Council approval. The original contract is for 1 year with an option to renew for 4 1-year renewal periods. The total for all compensation for all contracts providing these services totals $500,000 for the initial one-year term and $2.5 million for the entire five-year term.
Any questions? Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Williams.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day. Thanks for
Thank you.
coming in. Moving on to page 31, Ms. Amy Grassi. Ms. Grassi, how you doing today?
A little tired.
Good. Welcome to the club.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. The administration is requesting approval of a contract to acquire property totaling approximately 4.04 acres for $415,000 to be used as passive open space. The property is located in the Halethorpe section of the 1st Councilmanic District at 630 Washington Avenue. The owner is the Charles H. Geringer Revocable Trust through Charles Geringer, its trustee. We have obtained the 2 required appraisals as we intend to use POS funding for the purchase price. The amounts of the appraisals came in at $450,000 and $380,000 respectively. Pursuant to the regulations for program open space, we offered the average of those 2 appraisals at $415,000, subject to the review of the staff of program open space. That offer was accepted, and it's currently improved with several buildings, which will be the responsibility of the current owner to demolish prior to closing at no expense to Baltimore County. We have a Phase 1 environmental survey underway that will also be completed prior to closing.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Yes, Councilman Quirk.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for your work on this. I wasn't sure this was this far along, so that's happy. It's pleasant news, and I know it's been conversations, but so the deal's been completed, and
They've agreed to our terms, and subject to your approval and the results of the environmental survey and demolition whatnot, we're prepared to move forward.
cool. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Sure.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Grassi.
Thank you.
Moving on to page 34, Mr. Mike Field.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the council. The administration is requesting approval of a contract with the Municipal Code Corporation for republication of the Baltimore County zoning regulations. County may be aware that the council may be aware that we've been with the General Code Corporation for the last 2 publications of the zoning regulations, but the council also recently approved a contract with the Municipal Code Corporation to do the county code. So I'm actually kind of excited about this contract because this will put the code and the zoning regulations on the same web platform, which has sort of been a dream of mine for about 20 years, which I think the citizenry of the county is really going to like, being able to sort of toggle between the code and the zoning regulations without leaving the platform and going to another one. So this is a pretty exciting development. I'm also a little bit of a online code nerd, and I have looked at all of them. Municipal Code is an excellent product, and I really just think that this is going to be a great thing for the residents of Baltimore County when they're interested in reading their laws, to be able to just go to one-stop shop and see what's happening there with our code and our zoning regulations all in one spot. And you'll recall we also post the bills there as they get passed. So it's a pretty neat development, and I'm pretty happy about it. So I hope that you'll approve this contract.
Thank you very much, Mr. Field. Never let it be said that we don't make dreams come true here in the county council. So we're happy to fulfill your dreams, sir.
My dreams are modest. I'll
Oh,
admit.
yeah. Well, we're happy about that.
But I've wanted this for a while.
We're glad we can accommodate you at least this time. Any questions? Any more dreams, Mr. Field? Never. Forget about it. We'll move on to, where are we going now?
Miscellaneous.
How about, well, we don't have any miscellaneous business, so we move on to the introduction? Right? You want to do it? Okay. I mean, that, we'll go to, okay, we missed this with Mr. Here he is, Mr. Dorsey. Maybe he could, okay. So, all right, so he'll talk about often a dream that I have, but doesn't seem to come true. So you one up on me, Mr. Field. Mr. Dorsey, you want to tell us about the acceptance of a monetary gift?
Yes, the county is asking, the administration is asking for approval of the resolution that would allow the county to accept a gift from the Maryland Department of Public Safety and Correction Services, the Emergency Numbers Systems Board. The monies wouldn't actually, most of it would not come directly to us. The amount of the grant is a total of $102,336, of which $2,500 would come to Baltimore County to be able to purchase educational resources to go out. We've been increasing the level of times we've gone out to schools and helped inform kids about 911 and how to use it properly. The remaining $99,836 would be paid not to us, but to directly to a vendor who would provide the training that our staff need in terms of both dispatch training, in terms of medical, fire and police dispatch, as well as for training for the new emergency telecommunication staff, the call takers in terms of their resources, as well as recertifications, as well as quality control certifications. And so we're asking for approval, as I said, $99,000 indirect, $2,500 direct payments for a total of $102,336 for a gift from the Emergency Numbers Board for the assistance to the 911 center.
Thank you, Mr. Dorsey. And we talk about, thank you, Mr. Dorsey.
Okay.
We'll move on to Bill 53-18 in the absence of Councilwoman Alman. Mr. Bostwick, would you like to tell us what this is about?
Bill 53-18 is related to the zoning regulations and the term drive-in clusters, planned. This is a term that is actually defined in the zoning regulations, and Bill 53-18 amends this definition and further categorizes the term. Right now it is a single definition. It would categorize the term into type 1 and type 2 planned drive-in clusters. As I indicated, this is a term that is defined in the zoning regulations with certain characteristics, including frontage, being under common ownership or control, a certain amount of acreage, and devoted primarily to drive-in uses or other vehicle-oriented uses or establishments using vehicular access or vehicles for access. This bill categorizes the definition of type 1, which is what is existing, and creates a new type 2 with additional characteristics, again having to do with ownership, site size, the degree of frontage, and the type of access. What the bill also does is that it would permit a full-service car wash as a use in combination with fuel service stations by special exception, except that the use would be permitted by right if it is in a planned drive-in cluster as aforementioned. And that is the bill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Boswick. Any questions? Hearing none, we'll move on to Bill 54. Thank you, Mr. Boswick. Bill 54-18. Councilman Quirk.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, what page are we on?
We're on page 2, 54-18, the zoning regulation neighborhood commons
Yeah,
overlay.
thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
Yeah, this just simply amends the zoning regulations and uses permitted in the neighborhood commons overlay district by right and special exception. And basically, this helps with the volunteer company in Lansdowne. We have property there. There was a neighborhood commons designation on it that makes good sense for the volunteer fire station. That been working with the county on this pretty closely to try to make sure we position this for a volunteer fire station. That's what's happening there.
Thank you very much. We have one speaker, Mr. Michael Sparks.
Mr. Chairman, as Mr. Sparks comes up, I did want to acknowledge Michael Sparks. He's been a great champion and advocate for the Lansdowne Volunteer Fire Station and has done tremendous work in trying to move this project forward. So thank you, Mike, for your good work as well.
Thank you, Councilman.
Thank
Mr. Chairman and members of council, good afternoon. My name is Michael Sparks. I am the president of the Lansdowne Volunteer Fire Department. Just a little background on this project. This is something that's been going on for the last 28 years. They've been trying to build a new fire department in Lansdowne. The current building, which you'll see on this picture right here, the old brick building, was built in 1902, and it's the same building we've been in for over 100 years. The last upgrade we had on that building was 1951, which is the front end of this.
I'm sorry, sir. Forgive us, something was going on here. We couldn't figure out what was ringing. Can you? Yeah, we wasn't sure if it was a phone or my shoe or what. Can you just start all over for us? I
That's fine.
apologize. I do apologize.
All right, so
we normally are serious around
that's
here.
all good. It's all good. I understand. All right, so this project's been going on for 28 years to try to get a new building out in Lansdowne. Our original building was built in 1902. We're the third oldest fire department in Baltimore County. Our last renovation happened in 1951, which is the front bay areas of the fire department, and that's mainly because we didn't have a horse-drawn carriage anymore, so we had to have bays big enough to fit the fire engines in back then. But since 1951 to now, fire engines have gotten a little bit bigger, a lot wider, and a lot taller. So it's hard for us to actually back these things in. Number two with this fire department is it's in the middle of a residential neighborhood. So what this does is it's adding an extra 4 minutes to our response times right now because we have to go slow between double parked cars so we don't knock the mirrors off. And trust me, we've knocked a few off in the past few years. So we're trying to fix this issue. This new property that Councilman Quirk was talking about is now on a main road right across the street from the elementary school. And it's placed in the busiest area in Baltimore County. We get 1,200 fire calls there a year, and we get 1,500 EMS calls there a year. So all this does is, one, it's going to give us a quick reaction to the busiest area, and two, it keeps us off those neighborhood streets when we're trying to respond to the calls. So what we have here is the new building that we're trying to build out there, and what it also does is it's going to help the community because it's going to put a much-needed community center in this community. So our community associations and neighborhood, or all the other associations around there, will have one area that they can meet in.
Okay. Any questions? Yes, Councilwoman.
Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Of course, we always support our volunteer companies. So you were talking about the tremendous amount of calls that you get. What is your actual response time?
As far as our response rate for that, right about now, we're at about a 90% response rate on
90?
that. Yeah, we're doing pretty good right now. But with the new firehouse, we expect this to go up a little bit more because the current firehouse, our sleep arrangements in that current firehouse is just one big room, and it's separated by lockers for males and females. The new firehouse will actually have separate rooms for the members to sleep in, 12 separate rooms. So it's a more comfortable place that feels like home.
You should go down. Have you visited the new White Marsh?
Yes, I have a couple times.
Yeah, they got a nice design there that seems to really be working.
Well, and they're one of the inspirations on what we were doing here. The only difference is I went with a steel building to make it a little more responsible for us out there in Lansdowne. So the new project for this one is actually $3.6 million for the whole. It's just under 16,000 square foot building.
Is this part of a merger?
It is. So last year, we merged Violetville and Lansdowne
Okay.
volunteer fire departments. And then once we acquired Violetville's building, we ended up selling that building for $1.1 million to sell off or pay off their bills and take a good chunk of that to put towards this new building.
Very good, congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations. Sounds like you're doing a good job over there in Lansdowne. I do have one question.
Yes, sir.
How are people going to sleep if you don't come down that street with your lights and sirens in the middle of the night?
As far as how are they?
Like the residents that are used to sleeping through you coming down the street. How are they going to sleep now with you not being there?
Sir, I'm going to tell you, they'll probably be really happy because a lot of the residents on that street are new, so they haven't had to deal with this for many years. And number two, I won't have that siren anymore going off on the top of the building because we'll have an internal house siren that will wake up our members.
Okay, great. Good. Sounds like things are going great down in Lansdowne. That's
Thank you,
good.
sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks again, Mike. Really
Thank you,
appreciate
Councilman.
your effort here.
Thank you.
Great.
Well, this is going to end this work session. We want to thank everybody for coming in today, and glad to see everybody. And please excuse us. We all suffer from some degree of sleep deprivation. But so thanks a lot. Every precinct, I can tell who votes based on history. So the ones that are empty, you can assume that they're going to do the same.
Well, this is like the early voting in my place. I got 57% vote. Early voting dropped to 50 election.
That's what happened with
Yes, yes. It's something.
that's independent of you, or you think it's something across the board?
I think something
That
across
caused
the
all of
board
us to look bad?
I don't know what it was. But I was
Was that I didn't look at my numbers yet. I guess that's the time. I'm wondering if mine would be the same. Where's the